Wow. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a work of art. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's heavy and it's emotional, and you hear it and you feel the emotion of it all, right? Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? We are back for another NF reaction video, and today's one is extra special, and I'll tell you why. It is one of the most highly requested songs. It is Intro 2 from NF's second album, so it's the first track of the second album, hence Intro 2. I know, 200 IQ moment, right? But I'm hyped for this one, and thank you so much for getting behind all of these songs and all these reactions. It has been amazing. While you're here, if you're new, my name is Kieran, aka PastorSKAR. Yes, I'm a real pastor. Yes, I stream on a website called Twitch. And oh look, there's the link. There's the link right there. There you go, nice and easy. But it's also down below. Like and subscribe on the video if you want to. Leave a comment down below on where we should go next, and let's dive straight into this. I'm so excited because TV Thunder, you'll see him in the comments below. He's the legend that edits these videos. He's been telling me how hyped he is for this particular song, and we finally made it. So let's do this thing. Here we go, fam. Let's get it. Okay, classic NF, dark and moody. No surprises. Nah, bro, this is some like horror movie level. To be honest, I appreciate the cinematics. Like, that's one thing that he does really well, is that his visuals, like, it's not just he's great as a musician, and you know, obviously the musicians oftentimes aren't the ones filming the things, but they are the one kind of saying this is what I want to look like and feel like, and they're the ones that approve it at the end. So like, yeah, I already see the creativity in this based on the fact that it looks like a feature film and not the type that most people would want to watch necessarily, but you know, you do you. All right, let me turn off the captions. They're probably going to be wrong anyway. Letterbox. What does it say on the wall? I'm analyzing everything now. Intro. Okay. Wait. NF is full of symbolism. Therapy session. We haven't even started, and I'm going to take a little guess. I'm going to take an assumption, because we did a reaction to the song Mansion, which was not about a physical building, but more about what's going on inside his mind. I saw the words therapy session pointing inside. I know the name of this album is Therapy Session. I believe there's also a song called that. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, go out on a limb here and say there's a chance that this house is symbolic of that creative process. But I mean, let's find out together. Here we go. Because the caution tape and also, I know we haven't even hit the lyrics yet and we're already breaking it down. This is fun. But the caution tape, one of the first songs that we actually did of his had him in the caution tape. In fact, I believe the thumbnail that we used was him wrapped in the caution tape, which looked exactly like that. Is this a little throwback, a little, you know, nod of the hat to, you know, songs from the past? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's jump in.
They said the second record can be tricky. Well, that's kind of funny, because I am not tripping. My fans, they know what it is and they with me. Yeah, I ain't the type that's gonna ride with the semi.
I love it. Already off the break, he's addressing the fact that this is his second album, and he's also grabbing some of the critique, some of the haters, if you will, some of the feedback. You know, he even says, I'm back. Did anyone miss me? They said the second record can be tricky. Well, that's kind of funny, because I'm not tripping. My fans, they know what it is and they with me. So he's literally saying, like, you know, people say, oh yeah, you know, a lot of people blow up, right? They have the one-hit wonders, you know what I mean? You do one song, it goes massive, but it's like, can you follow it up, or are you just gonna live and die off that one record? And in this case, NF is saying, hey, album 1 popped off. People reckon that I'm already at my peak. I'm not tripping, because my fans, they know what it is and they are with me. I appreciate the respect that he has for his fans to say, hey, they've got my back. Love it. Let's keep going.
Came from a town with 3 I'm not tripping. My fans, they know what it is and they with me. Yeah, I ain't the type that's gonna ride with the semi. I came from a town with 3 lights in no city. Out there doing shows for nothing but pennies. When I leave the stage, they never forgive me. Mansion was a glimpse of my life. I'll let you see what it's like to be in my head. People ask me what I think I'd be doing if it was a music. I'd rather be dead.
He actually is. He's referring to his other songs. I love that. I actually love that, just from like a storytelling point of view, for him to use the intro to his second album to refer back to things of intro 1. It's not just like, oh yeah, cool, that was the past, now we're just gonna move on. It's like, actually, that still matters. Like, he literally said, mansion, where was the lyric? Hold up. Mansion was a glimpse of my life. And he's not talking about a building, he's talking about the song Mansion. Amazing song, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, we have a reaction video. You can literally click on the channel name and you'll see it. The last couple of months have put out a ton of NF reaction videos. You'll find all kinds of beautiful things in there, but check that one out particularly. But he said, mansion was a glimpse of my life. I let you see what it's like to be in my head. So exactly what we said at the start of this video was that it was this whole, you know, this is a metaphor, if you will. Oh man, it's so good. Also talking about his hometown, growing up in a town with 3 lakes and no city. I've been doing shows for nothing but pennies. So again, talking about the origin story, right? Where I started, you know, I wasn't making money off this, all that kind of stuff.
Shows for nothing but pennies. Where I lead the stage, they never forget me. Mansion was a glimpse of my life. I let you see.
He even shows the album art. So cool. So cool. That's literally, oh, beautiful.
What it's like.
It says wake up. It says wake up on the wall behind him. That's another one of his songs. Is this whole thing... NF, you sneaky beaver. Does this whole thing just have like little Easter eggs pointing to all of his past? I love that. I love that. Let's keep going.
Like to be in my head. People ask me what I think I'd be doing if it was in music. I'd rather be dead. You know what I said? That was like me at a 3. You don't want to see me at 10, or maybe you do. I promise if that is the case, and that is what you're gonna looking for music.
I love it. You know, we talked about the whole one-hit wonder, right? Where it's like, you know, you pop off and then it's just downhill from there. He just went and took it one step further by saying that was me at a 3. You don't want to see me at a 10, or maybe you do. Like he's literally saying, like, you think you've got the best of me, but we've only just begun. And again, I love the little cheeky throwbacks throughout this. And I'm sure there's going to be 1,000 that I'm going to miss. And I'm sure that you smart legends are going to put it in the comments down below. And I appreciate it, by the way. You guys teach me so much in this. Again, I'm coming in this raw, previous, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, previous to this series of doing these reaction videos, I had never even heard any of NF's music before. I know, I'm crazy, right? But now I'm just enjoying it so much. And every time one of our videos goes out, I look at the comments and I read them all and I see people like you saying, hey, you know, here's this little thing and here's this little thing. And I just want to say, I appreciate it. I appreciate it as we learn this together. And oh, it's fun. It's fun. There's no right or wrong when you're reacting to something, right? Like, you literally are watching it for what it is, and what comes to mind is what comes to mind. I don't want to overanalyze a lot of things and add meaning that he isn't intending. I don't think that's fair on him as an artist. But what I can do is pick up on different things that are very overt, you know what I mean? And having song album names on the walls is pretty much up there. So let's keep it running.
Want to see me at 10, or maybe you do. I promise if that is the case, and that is what you're gonna looking for music with watered down lyrics. I promise that you need to go somewhere else. And if you want somebody to tell you everything that you want to hear, I won't be any help. This flow's familiar.
I love it. He's just addressing the reputation he's built for himself, but also not apologizing for it. Like, he's saying, you know, if you want watered down lyrics, I won't read it all out, but he's essentially saying, if you want watered down lyrics, this isn't it. Like, you know, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. Like, he's just saying he's gonna keep on doing what he does. He's gonna keep on saying it like it is, being transparent and authentic, and just calling things out without the swearing, without all the, you know, references that you get in so many other songs like this. But instead, he's like, I'm just gonna go from the heart. That's too clean. That is too clean. And again, more and more of them. I just saw more text on the walls, like previous songs. Many references in here.
I promise if that is the case, and that is what you're gonna looking for music with watered down lyrics. I promise that you need to go somewhere else. And if you want somebody to tell you everything that you want to hear, I won't be any help. This flow's familiar. I think I heard it before. Yeah, I made it myself. I left the door open to come in my mansion, but I never said it's a beautiful house. Some of y'all sat on the porch, looked at my windows and stared at my door.
I left the door open to come in my mansion, but I never said it's a beautiful house. Like, if that isn't a sum up of the song Mansion, I don't know what is. Like, you know, again, that song, you hear Mansion and you think, oh, you know, bling, glitz, and glamour, right? Like, if someone else puts out a song called Mansion, it's probably them talking about how they've got 5 mansions and, you know, look at the car I drive. But then this guy does a song called Mansion and he's talking about how it's lonely inside my mansion. And that's, you know, one of the lyrics from that song, if you recall. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. We're backing it up.
I never said it's a beautiful house. Some of y'all sat on the porch, looked at my windows and stared at my door. They asked me if I'm gonna kill it this record. I love in their face and I ask them, do you see the blood on the floor? He said it again. the kids. He never talks about nothing but him. My friend say he's kind of a diva. Well, you need to get some new friends. I'm as chill as he can.
Wow. Oh, he's really calling out the feedback and the haters. Like, also, I didn't realize that was part of the reputation that he got. You know, he's at it again. NF is crazy. He's bad for the kids. Like, were people saying that? Was that some of his feedback? This album's from 2016. So when I'm watching this thing's been out for 6 years already, right? So the feedback from back then is very different from the feedback to right now. Right now, he's built much more of a following, a fan base, a reputation. He's got people like me doing reaction videos, right? But in 2016, not so much. But, you know, if people were saying he's bad for the kids, that's very interesting, because he's talking about things that are real and mental health and, you know, a lot of those, you know, really, really important pieces. And then the next lyric, he never talks about nothing but him. Well, yeah, you know, we talk about Therapy Session, which is one of the songs that we're yet to come to. Like, I mentioned this in previous videos. I feel like for him, his songs are that. Like, they are literally an outlet. They are that therapy session, if you will. And I've even called it out in previous videos where I'm like, I hope this guy has someone to talk to. I hope that he's seeing, you know, professional help. And I still do hope that is the case, especially in this season of life. But also, you can see him channeling that through his music as well. And that's, yeah, again, it's amazing. There's so much going on in this set that, like, visually, it's actually really clever. And I love that it's how the songs are on doorways as well. So it's kind of like you open that door and you're into that headspace, you know, Wake Up being one of them. Like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Let's keep it rolling.
He never talks about nothing but him. My friend say he's kind of a diva. Well, you need to get some new friends. I'm as chill as he can. Till I get on the stage and flip on the switch. And I go to a place where nobody is. If you bring up my name in a song, there's something that you will regret. When the line you hear, I remember the shows when no one was there. I remember the shows when nobody cared.
Bro, he's talking about it all, right? I remember the shows when nobody cared, when no one was there. You know, even the lyric in there that was, oh, where was it? I've got it on another screen here. Yeah, you know, my friends say he's kind of a diva. Well, you need to get some new friends. Like, he's going to the point of not just calling out the haters and that, but even people that are close to him that are just talking smack. And he's just like, you know, maybe I'm not the problem. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying, oh yeah, you know, you're talking about your emotions. What are you doing that for? But it's like, because it matters. Like, because it's actually important. This guy's ahead of his time, I'm telling you right now. But that's incredible. Let's keep it rolling.
I remember the shows when no one was there. I remember the shows when nobody cared. Some people in front of me laughing like he isn't going nowhere. It's funny now, isn't it? This type of life isn't.
People saying he isn't going nowhere. It's funny now, isn't it? Like, yeah, he's. This is the clapback. That's what this is. While also having all these references to things, it's beautiful.
I envisioned it. This type of life, it just ain't how I pictured it. I'm in the back of the tour bus trying to face to my family is different than what you think.
Oh wow, that's quite the lyric. I don't know if you guys heard that one necessarily, talking about the being in the tour bus. I'm trying to find it on the side here. It's gone. I was too engrossed in it because I saw him go up to a mailbox, and in these videos I've learned that he doesn't really do things by accident, right? He's not just going, oh yeah, I'm just gonna check the mail while I'm here. Like, he went and he put his hand in, and I'm like, is he putting something in? Is he taking something out? I'm sure we're about to find out. But I just want to find that lyric about the family. Here it is. Right when he says, it's funny now, isn't it? This is after people have told him he's not going anywhere. I remember the shows when no one was there. Yeah, so this type of life isn't how I envisioned it. This type of life just ain't how I pictured it. I'm in the back of the tour bus trying to FaceTime my family. It's different because, you know, previously he would have probably had his family there or been able to just call them or talk to them or the rest of it. But now there's that distance, which in itself actually adds a whole new level of things that he's going to have to emotionally work through and deal with, right? Because it's like, it's not, oh yeah, all the issues of life are in the past and, you know, now you're famous and wealthy, you're all good. It's life constantly presents new issues. Like, even I myself, like our Twitch channel has taken off. We've got an amazing team, all kinds of things. But now I'm traveling a lot and I get less time for some of the things that I love to be doing here and all that kind of stuff. There are some friends of mine, like IRL, that don't even live that far from me. And I'm like, I'll go multiple months on end without even being able to see them just because I'm not physically around as much. And it's sad. So, you know, just different stages of life where different things happen. Like, I hear it, but I love that he's coming back in to say, hey, I want to address this hate culture, if you will, and say, well, you know, life isn't how I envisioned it, but here's where we're at, and there are some great things happening for this guy, clearly. So let's just go from there.
Front of me laughing like he isn't going nowhere. It's funny now, isn't it? This type of of life isn't how I envisioned it. This type of life, it just ain't how I pictured it. I'm in the back of the tour bus trying to face to my family is different than what you think it is. Write a review, tell me what you think it is. Give me.
It was a microphone. It was a microphone that was in the letterbox. I love that. I love it. I love the symbolism of that. Like the letterbox where you go to, you know, collect the thing that's been sent to you, and often it's a time of excitement. I know for me, when I get something from Amazon, I'm just like, let's go. I want to unbox this thing. It brings you that bit of joy. And then in this scenario, he's grabbing out a microphone, which is literally the tool of his craft, if you will, and just giving him the ability to speak in to people's lives, like you and I, as we listen to these lyrics. And you know, it's really the tool of the trade, and that is incredible.
3 stars and call me an idiot. To my family is different than what you think it is. Write a review, tell me what you think it is. Give me 3 stars and call me an idiot. But to be honest, it don't make a difference. I know some people don't.
I wonder if he actually got like negative reviews and that kind of thing, and that's where this is coming from. It quite possibly would be from what he's saying, you know, the whole give me 3 stars and all that kind of stuff. But like in the end, he's talking about how little a difference that makes to him. And I mean, that thick skin is important, right? That thick skin is super important.
What you think it is. Give me 3 stars and call me an idiot. But to be honest, it don't make a difference. I know some people don't get it, but you have no into the therapy session. If you don't like music that's personal, I have no clue what your people are doing, and might as well throw off the record. I pull up a chair, I track in my music like nobody's there. Only person I judge is the one in the mirror. And lady, you ain't doing well. I don't need y'all in my ear. I'm tired of hearing it. You call it music.
Musically and like cinematography wise, the fact that he kicks the chair right as that like beat, that actually worked really well. This is heavy though. Like this is an epic track, but the emotion in this is wild. Talking about the man in the mirror, you know, the only person I judge is the one in the mirror, i.e. he judges himself. And you know, I get that, being your own toughest critic, if you will. But he's not just like judging. The dude's like breaking the mirror off the wall. Like, this is wild. Going again.
Doing it, might as well throw off the record. I pull up a chair, I track in my music like nobody's there. Only person I judge is the one in the mirror. And lady, you ain't doing well. I don't need y'all in my ear. I'm tired of hearing it. You call it music, I call it my therapist. See people telling me I have been carrying way too much baggage, I need to take care of it. I know she's right, but man, it's embarrassing. Music has raised me more than my parents did. Take out a
Yo, music has made me more than music has raised me more than my parents did. Is quite the lyric, and that is not a that's not something you would say lightly. You know what I mean? You wouldn't just flippantly put that in there. But yeah, he even said earlier, like, if there wasn't music in life, then he'd rather be dead. And here he's saying, you call it music, I call it my therapist, which is exactly what we called out numerous songs ago in our previous reactions, where we said this guy is using his music and his lyrics as his outlet. This is what he's doing to cope. And I hope and pray that each of you that are watching this have something that you do. I don't know what it is, whether it's gaming, whether it's a church that you go to, whether it's a friendship group that you talk to. I don't know what it is, but I pray that each of you have some sort of outlet to be able to process what is going on for you, your emotions, your upbringing, trauma of the past, whatever it might be, so you can be the best version of yourself that you can be. And if you ever want, you know, people to journey with you in that process, or you want prayer or anything like that, please feel free to join me in our Discord server. The link will probably be in the description of this video, but otherwise, jump on our Twitch channel and you'll see everything in there. But honestly, we've got a section in there called Need Prayer, where anyone that needs prayer, I don't care if you're a gamer or not, I don't care what country you're in, like, anyone that needs prayer and support, that is open and available for you, completely free, of course. So please, if that is something that would benefit you, please use it. I want to make sure that you guys are looked after, okay? Whether I've ever met you or not, you matter, you are loved, and I want you to know that. Let's keep running it.
I'm tired of hearing it. You call it music, I call it my therapist. See people telling me I have been carrying way too much baggage, I need to take care of it. I know she's right, but man, it's embarrassing. Music has raised me more than my parents did. Take out a picture of us and I stare at it. Who am I kidding? You probably ain't hearing it. Show me an artist you want to compare me with. You put us both on the track, I'ma bury him. Give me the shovel, it's about to get scarier. None of you wanted with right where you staring at. I see you got beats, but where are the lyrics? And if it's the logo, you know I've been wearing that. Come to my show and be sitting there very bad. I call you out in the crowd like there he is.
I just like that lyric. I know it's a bit out of character, but I just like that lyric, because it's just like such a, there's almost this little bit of humor in it. And I get that that's not what he's going for here, but don't come to my show and be sitting in the very back. I call you out in the crowd like there he is. And all I could visualize was just, yeah, that happening. And I've I'm sure I've done that many times as a youth pastor, where it's just like someone comes in late and you go, hey, good to have you join us. And they're like, why would you do that? But let's keep running it.
You know I've been wearing that. Come to my show and be sitting that's very bad. I saw you out in the crowd like there he is. Thought I'd be happy, it feels like I'm cursed. It's hard to be clean when you play in the dirt. You gave me this place to go when I'm hurting. I thought it'd get better, but it's getting worse. And I got.
You gave me this place to go when I'm hurting. Again, the symbolism of this house. I love that he uses this imagery consistently, like the mansion, you know, the therapy session, you know, home, if you will, that there's arrows on it and there's his logo and t-shirt hanging up there and all that kind of stuff. Like it's actually really clever, and I hope we see that theme throughout the music that we haven't actually looked at yet, which I'm so keen to get into, by the way. But let's keep it going.
Ain't nobody to blame when I work like 24/7. I ain't been to church and Satan keep calling me. He trying to flirt. I hang up the phone. These are more than just words. I drive on the highway and
Yo, did you hear that? I got nobody to blame when I work like 24/7. I ain't been to church. So he's saying that, you know, life has been so crazy, right? He's calling his family from the tour bus. He's out and he's about and blah, blah, blah. But so often when life gets like that, one of the quickest and first things to go away, to be deprioritized, is our faith. And, you know, a lot of people can say that, and maybe you watching this right now can testify to that when life has gotten tough and, you know, big things have been going on, you know, you still keep going to work, but you might sometimes stop going to church, or you might, or if you are someone that continues to go to church, or if that's even your thing, then maybe you just stop your personal prayer life or whatever that looks like. And for NF, I appreciate that he owns it right there and goes, you know, and I love that he doesn't even blame anyone else, right? I got nobody to blame when I work like 24/7. I ain't been to church, and Satan keeps calling me. He's trying to flirt, which is very true. Sometimes when you're disconnected from a community of people that are like-minded and can support you and care for you and pray for you, is when we feel temptation even more so. When it's you know, like Satan trying to flirt and just little things just popping up that, you know, maybe there were things that were always there, but you just were stronger or able to overcome them easier before, but you start to get weak, you start to kind of get whittled down to just being alone, and that's when sometimes we can be at our worst, and it's really hard. And I appreciate that in a song that almost in parts feels like a clap back, like it's not a diss track, he's not calling anyone else, but he's kind of defending himself in a sense, and then also a song that feels like, and you know, I love this imagery in my mind. It feels like an Avengers movie. And what I mean by that is we've already seen Iron Man, Hulk, Thor. We've seen each of the other movies, right? Each of the songs throughout album one. And then this one, we get little references to all of them. And you just see them all in one picture. And it's a beautiful work of art. And it's exactly what's going on here. So all those things. But then in the middle of it, well, really, it seems like towards the end of it, we also get that deeper faith component. And that's really cool, because I know NF, in some of his songs, he's quite overt about that. I know in one of the songs that we reacted to just recently, it was a song that you could interpret it as a relationship song. But it seems like, from what a lot of you guys are saying in the comments, that NF's intention in that song was a conversation between him and God. And that's really cool. Like, I love that. And, you know, as I was hearing that song, I'm thinking like that would be really cool, but I also don't want to add meaning that the author didn't intend, you know what I mean? Like, that's not my place. But it's cool to see that this is actually part of that NF story. I'm only starting to understand him as an artist, and now seeing it more and more, those little glimpses of his faith, and going, okay, I see what you're doing there. In the same way that the very first song that I ever reacted to, there's a billion things that I missed, but now I want to go back and watch it again. Maybe I'll do a reaction part 2. I don't know. Let's keep going though. This is sick. This is so fun.
I'm hurt. I thought it'd get better, but it's getting worse. And I got nobody to blame when I work like 24/7. I ain't been to church, and Satan keep calling me. He trying to flirt. I hang up the phone. These are more than just words. I drive on the highway and listen to Mansion. I look up to God like, when did this happen? Yelling with
I drive on the highway and listen to Mansion. Like, he's literally in the car listening to his own music. Like, totally. It's a banger of a song. And again, it's kind of his therapy session, if you will. So it makes sense.
Phonies are more than just words. I drive on the highway and listen to Mansion. I look up to God like, when did this happen? Yelling with all of my fans to wake up.
There you go. Another little song reference. Another great song, by the way, Wake Up. We did a reaction to that already. You can check that one out too.
Like I haven't. I get emotional. I didn't plan this. I'm doing things I never imagined. I'm sorry, but I gotta leave. I don't want to be late for my therapy session.
Wow. Wow. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a work of art. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's heavy and it's emotional, and you hear it and you feel the emotion of it all, right? But like, just the imagery, what he draws together, like, and you learn more and more each time, right? The more I start to understand Nate and the way that his mind works and the analogies that he uses and the metaphors that he uses for things, like let me put it this way: if I hadn't reacted to Mansion yet and then I did this would make so much less sense and I wouldn't pick up on a lot of things. But because we've been doing the journey, right? We've done Wake Up, we've done Mansion, we've done, you know, Intro 1, we've done a variety of different things. Now getting to this point, oh, it just gets me excited to get into the second studio album and go, where are we going next on this journey, and how does this story continue to unfold? Because again, I've just watched the first Avengers movie, so now it's time to go and watch, you know, Iron Man 2, if you will. Like, that's coming up. Actually, that was before the first Avengers movie. You get the point, all right? You get the analogy. All right, I'm jumping back over to the main scene. That has been a wrap, but man, I'm hyped for what is to come. So if you are equally excited with me, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this song, and also we're gonna do our standard little cheeky test. Let's see who makes it to this point in the video, and if you do, could you please comment the word Grease down below? And the reason why is because by the time you watch this video, or maybe our next video, that's where I may or may not be. And, you know, we're going to do some pre-recording and still have an upload schedule going. So you'll be fine. You'll be well looked after. But be praying for me. If you are someone that prays, you're going to be doing a little bit of traveling, connecting with some amazing godly people that are involved in other not-for-profits and awesome things like that. So looking forward to that. And also having a bit of a time of rest while we're there. So be praying. But hey, that's it for me. Like, comment, subscribe, all those beautiful things. Comment the word Grease down below if you did happen to get to this point. And I'll catch you in the next one. All right. God bless you guys. God loves you guys. And so do I. And as always, my friends, I love you back. See ya.